Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends Uncanny X-Men retro-carded Spiral. Let's get into it! Let's start Sweeps Week with a look at the packaging. And here we have the Marvel Comics logo, which is my favorite one from the late 80s and early 90s. And then, you know, the heads of featured figures in the wave like they used to do on the comic books. The Uncanny X-Men. Warning, no sick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Y'all thought I was going to miss that, didn't you? 4 and up. And then nice big blister showcasing the figure and her plethora of bladed weapons. And then here we have some nice artwork of Spiral. Sorceress Swords. Awesome. Marvel Spiral. Assortment number and Hasbro print. On the top, nothing. Bottom, nothing. Sides, nothing except for alternate views of the figure because it's a blister card. And here we go on this side. Uncanny X-Men, and here's the cross sale of Wolverine, Dark Phoenix, Longshot, and Multiple Man, Avalanche, and Spiral. This figure, of course. Each sold separately, subject to availability in all kinds of languages. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, Marvel, and nice angry line artwork of Spiral. Marvel's Spiral. Spiral. Mojo's deadly enforcer possesses additional cybernetic limbs, powerful mystic abilities, and a deep enmity for her former flame, Longshot. And here it is again in some other languages. Attention! Don't say things in your pie hole that do not belong there, your French one. What's that one's for? And here's some recycled print. And don't say things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies, Hasbro print, and that number. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and her accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. And first up, let's take a look at these katana swords. And there are 4 of them. And it does look like they are molded in this color, and then the silver is a paint app. And nothing we haven't seen with Marvel Legends before. Several figures have come with this sword already. And there are 4 of those. They are all exactly alike. And there is nice molded detail there in the handle, and you can see that silver paint app on the end as well. She also comes with this blade, and I'm not sure what you would call it, but it is molded in the gold plastic. No paint apps. It does have some nice molded details here in the handle. And her last weapon is this sword, and I'm sure we've seen this somewhere before. I can't quite place it. It does look to be molded in gold plastic, and this is the paint app. Of course, I could be mistaken. But it does have some nice molded details in the handle and the cross guard here. And blood groove in the blade. So that's pretty cool. And Here's one of her extra hands splayed out. 3 fingers and a thumb on an in and out hinge. Nice molded details, molded of course in color. And then here is her other alternate hand for the robot arm, or the mechanical cybernetic arm, whatever you want to call it. And again, nice molded details, 3 fingers and a thumb on an in and out hinge. Well, let's take a look at Spiral. And I have to say, this figure, the mold looks great. The paint apps are great. Got some paint here and here. I do believe the silver is the plastic used. And then nice paint apps there on the face, or print apps, or whatever they're calling them these days, from the face printing technology. But it really is nice looking. Nice molded detail to the hair. It could have used a little bit of a wash just to help the details stand out, but I think it's okay as is. Nice paint apps on these jewels or whatever they are at the top of her costume. Paint app here on the belt. Paint apps on all the arms except this one, which I believe is all molded in the silver plastic. Yeah, because you can, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, those silvers don't quite match up. So that one's paint and this one's plastic. And then nice detail here on the furry boot tops, I guess is the boots with the fur. And again, this could have used a little bit of a wash, just like the hair, just enough to help the details stand out a little more. And then as far as I can tell, this is all new molding, except maybe the abdomen and crotch piece. They might be reused, and the very top of the hips could also be reused. But other than that, there's a lot of new sculpt going on here. And you can't really see what's going on under here, so these parts may be reused too under the fur, the leg parts. Well, let's take a look at her articulation. She doesn't look up too much. She really doesn't look down too much. She does have some chicken neck. She's got some waggle. Between the shoulder pads here, which are soft plastic, and I'm not sure where are they connected. Right here in the top. So I really don't want a chance trying to make her do the full extras, but she can turn her head a little this way and that without too much force going into it. Now, of course, she does have 6 arms, 3 on each side, one of which is a cybernetic arm. Or maybe several of them are cybernetic, and that's the only one that just looks cybernetic. I don't remember. But as far as the articulation with the arms go, that one, the top one, does spin 360 degrees. You get it out of the way. Turn this one out a little bit. It will also spin 360 degrees. And same here with this one, 360 degrees, although sometimes they don't want to go all the way around, but they will. You just have to play with it a little bit. Now she can raise that top arm up that far, and there's all 3 arms raised up. They all 3 have a cut at the bicep for 360 degree rotation. And all of this is the same movement on the other side. They all 3 have double hinged pinless elbows. Get that much out of that one. Now I will say the plastic used on Spiral's arms is a bit soft, so do be careful there. So that's how those two, the range of motion works. And Of course, this one wants to be difficult. So, there you go. The bend on all three arms. And of course, all three do rotate at the wrist 360 degrees. And all of her C-grip hands are on up and down hinges. And again, that's the same on this side. So, all of those do have up and down on the C-grip. The only in and outs are the fist and the splayed finger hand. Now there's a cut here at where the chest and the abdomen meet, and she has all kinds of hula hula motion going on there. She can lean backwards that far, forward that far, and lean left and right. Also, that is where the 360 degree rotation is in her torso, because she does not have a cut at the waist. Now at the hips, she can give you that much of the splits. She kicks forward slightly under 90 degrees, it looks like, and back maybe a step and a half to 2 steps. Cut here at the upper thigh for 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee, so that's very nice. Only gives you that much bend though. This fur piece does get in the way. Now, under this fur piece, there is a boot cut, and it will rotate 360 degrees. You can't see it, but it is there, my friends. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for some rocker. Not a lot though, especially considering she's a dancer. And as far as her weapons goes, there's really no storage. She just has to hold everything in her hands. And that, my friends, is a look at the figure and her accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the retro-carded X-Men, retro-carded Marvel Legends Spyro with the Marvel Legends X-Men retro-carded Longshot, and Mojo from the Marvel Legends Mojo World Multi-Pack. Here we have the Marvel Legends series X-Men retro-carded Spiral, with our final Marvel Legends comparison making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series X-Men retro-carded Spiral, I will have to say this, my friends, is the star of that entire wave. Even though I didn't get the entire wave, this is the star of it. I passed on the Wolverine and the Multiple Man. I think I got the rest of them. Longshot, Dark Phoenix, Spiral. That sounds right. And I missed the last time Hasbro released Spiral, and you know what? I am glad, because I've seen some pictures of that, And it does not hold a candle, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, but in my opinion, that last release does not hold a candle to this more modern release. All the C-grip hands have up and down hinges. All the arms are double hinged and pinless, on top of being double hinged on a female. And they threw in the pinless knees as well. So that's just a bonus for me. You know, I don't necessarily go after a figure just because it's pinless, but it does help, at least in my opinion, it does help the visual appeal of a figure. And the fact that she has that boot cut hidden under the fur lining, or the fur on the outside of her boots, I guess you would call it. You know, a lot of people might have missed that, but, you know, I fiddle with stuff and I get it. And the only thing I really wish they would have added to this figure is just a little bit of a wash to her hair and then the fur on the boots. Just, you know, just a little bit. But seeing how she already has a lot of paint apps and it's mostly new, I won't say all of it is new, but it's mostly new sculpts. I just, you know, I understand why maybe they did that. But again, guys, this Spiral is the rock star of this X-Men retro wave, and this, if you only get one out of the wave, this is the one to get. If you're, you know, a Longshot fan, a Mojo fan, or just an X-Men fan, because for a while there she was in Freedom Force when that was a thing, the government sanctioned mutant team, even though I wouldn't necessarily say she was a mutant. But I could just be remembering wrong. It's been a while since I've read some of those issues, a lot of those issues. But I'm glad I finally got a Marvel Legends Spiral in my collection. And, you know, the pluses on top of that, all those accessories you get. Now, yes, there's only 2 extra hands, so only one set of hands, and I do believe they're both on the same side. But honestly, you know, the up and down hinges on all the C-grip hands is fantastic. And she has a weapon for every single hand. I love it. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or, you know, just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.